What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today I'm reviewing the brand new Ultra Boost 3.0 with Silver Boost. Thanks so much for tuning in today guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, but with all that being said, let's get into it. So this is definitely not the first time Adidas has painted the Boost on Ultra Boost sneakers, but it's the first time they've done it in metallic, and I mean, it's different. If any of you guys are Boost heads from the US, you know that Adidas actually dropped these right at the beginning of the halftime show of the Super Bowl, which really was not even close to the most interesting thing about that Super Bowl. Everyone was falling asleep by that point thinking the Falcons had it, but the end was crazy. If you haven't seen it, like if you're from out of the country, or if you live under a rock, check it out because that was a crazy... Why am I telling you to watch the Super Bowl? If you like football or the US or anything like that, you know exactly what happened. That's stupid. Regardless, they dropped these shoes right at the beginning of Lady Gaga's halftime show, and they sold out immediately. Actually, I think they sold out before the beginning of the halftime show, which was kind of messed up because they said they were going to drop right when the show started. It was a lie. Apparently. They dropped before that. I don't know when, but sometime before that, probably minutes, maybe even seconds, who knows. But I wasn't able to grab my pair from that particular drop. I grabbed mine off Finish Line when they re-released a couple weeks later. But overall, this is a pretty dope shoe, and I mean, it's an Ultra Boost. So let's get into the review. So of course, here it is, the Ultra Boost 3.0 with Silver Boost. The upper of the Ultra Boost 3.0 is made up entirely of prime knit, with this sort of digi-camo or a zebra pattern woven in. A lot of people have been comparing the color of the upper to the Ultra Boost 3.0 grays that dropped a little while back, and they're actually a completely different shade of gray. This gray is a lot darker, and you can see the pattern a lot more clearly in this particular version. If you've never seen an Ultra Boost 3.0 in person, the upper is actually a lot stretchier than previous Ultra Boosts, which for some people that's great. For me personally, I think it makes the shoe a little bit looser, and I kind of prefer a tighter fit. So sometimes I size down. In this pair I didn't, just because it was the only pair I could get. But if you're a wide footer, this is actually a great setup because it gives you the room that you need, as compared to the Ultra Boost 1.0 that was prime knit in the front half and then just mesh in the back. And that shoe in general was a lot tighter than this shoe. So if you like a looser shoe, go true to size. If you like something a little bit closer fitting, maybe go down half a size. But I always suggest trying the shoe on first before you buy it, just so you know the fit for sure. And if you can't try on this particular colorway, go to the store and try on a different Ultra Boost 3.0 if you haven't, just so you get an idea of what you're working with. So just about all the Ultra Boost 3.0s actually have translucent cages now, which some people like, some people don't. I think on some colorways it works for me, like the all whites. I think they look great. On the burgundy ones, I think they look great. On other pairs, not so much. Like I don't love them on the lighter blue ones or on the black pair even. I think on the black pair it looks a little bit yellowish. On this pair though, I think it looks great. It's kind of a nice accent and it breaks up that dark gray. Woven into the cage, you've got the flat laces, and it's a very similar pattern to what you find on the rest of the prime knit, so it ties in really nicely. If you haven't tried an Ultra Boost 3.0 for yourself, one thing that's different from the previous models is that the ankle opening is actually a little bit wider, so you get a little bit more room. So if you have bigger ankles, that's great. For people like me who have small ankles, small feet, thin feet, whatever, it just makes the shoe a little bit looser, but not unwearable, so I really don't mind it. Also, the upper of pretty much any Ultra Boost is crazy comfortable. You've got a lot of padding from the heel to the midfoot, and then from the midfoot to the toe is actually all just straight prime knit, and that's crazy comfortable. It's really stretchy and really breathable. Moving back in the shoe, you've got your standard Ultra Boost heel tabs in this sort of dark gray or black matte, and then of course you've got the Ultra Boost logo in silver. Moving down the shoe, you've got the reason we're all here, the painted silver Boost. Boost in general is basically the most comfortable cushioning you can buy. I pretty much exclusively just wear Boost unless I'm wearing Jordans or maybe another Nike basketball sneaker, but it's such a comfortable ride and you really get so much springiness in your step. You just have to try it if you haven't. Also, if you haven't tried it, what? Now getting into the painted Boost, if you're familiar with Adidas and the way they color their Boost, you know that it's just painted. It's not actually all the way through, so when you look at the bottom of the shoe, it's still the regular white Boost. Apparently there's a chemical reason why they can't dye the Boost while they're making it. Something to do with the little like Boost balls or whatever it is that they put in there not being able to bond together when there's another, I guess, chemical or something present. I don't understand the science behind it at all. I've just watched way too many YouTube videos on Boost, so I've got some idea of why they can't do it. But Adidas's workaround is just painting the Boost sole, which to be honest isn't bad. And for those of you guys wondering how this sort of painted Boost midsole holds up, it's not too bad. The way I would describe it is that if you're just gonna wear the shoe, eventually over time there might be small cracks within creases, but nothing major. However, if you really gouge the shoe or hit something really hard or scuff it, you might see through to the boost. It's not something that's definitely gonna happen, and there's a chance that you could go through the life of the shoe and not ever see through to the boost. But if you're buying a shoe with painted boost, just keep in mind that it is painted and it can chip. I actually dig the way this painted boost looks. I usually only like painted boost when it's a monochromatic shoe, like when it's an all black shoe or an all red shoe or something like that. I really didn't like the Trace Cargo uncaged boost shoes. Like, I hated that orange boost and that tan upper. It was just such a weird combination. However, on this pair, it's pretty subtle. You might not even be able to tell from a distance that this is silver unless light hits it just right and it kind of glistens, because it's really close to the white boost. I realize that this pair is pretty dirty and kind of yellow, but I mean, even just looking at these two together, pretty similar. So for that reason, if you're looking to grab this shoe, do it because you like the entire shoe and not just for the novelty of the painted boost, because you're not going to get much credit for it. And on the subject of cost, this is actually a pretty expensive Ultra Boost in that it's $200 and not the usual $180. And that's because this is one of Adidas's limited edition Ultra Boosts, or their LTD Ultra Boosts. Really the only difference is the painted boost. And they've charged $200 for all their other painted boost Ultra Boosts as well. So they're kind of charging you $20 just to paint the midsole, which it's kind of lame. I mean, it's a great looking shoe, and I don't think $200 is a crazy price for an Ultra Boost. I think it's a little bit more than it should be, but I don't think it's insane. But with that being said, most of the people trying to grab this particular Ultra Boost colorway are not doing it for the utility of it. They're doing it because of the hype and the way that it looks. So they're probably willing to shell out the extra $20. And actually, after tax and shipping from Finish Line, it was like $228. So it was a lot more than usual. And finally, moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got your Continental outsole in dark gray with the little windows to the white boost. I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. And to be honest, no one's really gonna see this part of the shoe anyway. To be honest, the only reason I'm bummed out about them painting the outsole is purely for durability. And even then, it's a minor gripe because this lasts a pretty long time. Overall, this is a great shoe. The Ultra Boost is one of the most comfortable silhouettes you can buy on the market today. It's not the cheapest. At $200, it's not even the cheapest Ultra Boost. But if you're grabbing this shoe, that probably doesn't matter to you too much. And honestly, it's a pretty nice looking shoe. The painted boost is subtle, but it's a nice touch. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's throw these guys on feet and see how they look. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the silver boost and what you think of colored boost in general. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this, and follow Fowler Customs on Snups, Instagram, and on Twitter.